Bo Bichette is just as good as Fernando Tatis Jr.
Hold up! Before the video starts, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped is our go-to below-the-waist trimmer, and they have just released their brand new Lawnmower 4.0. It contains the newest skin-safe technology for those sensitive areas.
As well as comes with an LED light for more precise trimming, multiple guard lengths, wireless charging, and is waterproof. Use code 450DC at manscaped.com at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Hello everybody, welcome back to the 450 Dead Center podcast channel. Chris here with Daniel, and we are talking about some very controversial topics today.
Yeah, we're talking about why Bo Bichette is just as good as Fernando Tatis Jr. Everyone makes Fernando Tatis sounds like he's the number one or number two shortstop in the league, and everyone has Bo at 7 or 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to show you, comparing the two players, why they are just basically the same, or like really close to in comparison is what we're trying to do. Very close, very similar.
We are not saying that one is better than the other. And if you look at stats, Tatis does have better stats, but he also has played more games in the league. So it's kind of hard to do like a comparison of 162 averages because both have been hurt a couple times, both have been playing a couple times. So if you do like a 162 average with Tatis, his home runs are in like the 50s and 60s. So that's kind of not realistic. So we're going to start right into this. And I think the first stat to look at...
Actually, I think you mentioned the first thing right there, why they're so similar, is that they're both very injury prone.
Yeah, that too.
Tatis has been on the injured shelf a bunch of times. Bo's been on the injured shelf a bunch of times, right? Like,
yeah, obviously that's not a good thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that they're very similar. Their bodies are just as durable as each other, which means they just need just as many off days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about the best shortstop in the league, we're talking about every day out there, making an impact every day, so on and so forth, right?
Agreed.
And if they're not healthy, that's a big problem. So I'm not saying that one's better than the other, and I wish they were both healthy the entire time because they're both phenomenal players, but
yeah, and
they're
I think
just as injury prone as each other.
I do believe that this year, 2021, will probably be the best year to compare shortstops because obviously a 60-game season isn't really the best to look at. In 2019, they were both coming up in the league, and they both were injured for a little bit. So we're probably going to look at career stats, like total, along with 2021 stats, because I think that's probably the most fair comparison.
Yep, I agree, and maybe we'll do a recap of this at the end. At the end of 2021, maybe.
Exactly. We'll probably come back to this video. Maybe we'll look stupid and Tatis will blow Bo out of the water, or Bo will blow up Tatis out of the water. Who knows? But let's take a look at first defense, because I think this is where Bo edges out Tatis the most. So far, Bo, and I think he has played 103 games, has a .956 fielding percentage with 3 defensive runs saved. And Tatis, in how many games he played? 165, I believe. He's played
160.
Yeah, pretty much a full season, I would say. He has a career .948 percentage with a -6 defensive runs saved, which not so good, I have to say. And people do rip on Bo a lot for his defense, but he's saved 3 runs, so I think that's pretty impressive.
I think also you got to keep in mind Bo's played roughly 60 games less, for give or take 50, 60, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
However, when Bo plays those games, you got to remember he DHs sometime, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that Tatis is made this super great defender who makes all these fantastic save and highly real plays, which he does. I'm not saying he doesn't.
He does make some pretty good plays.
He does make some pretty sick plays, but Bo doesn't get that recognition, and Bo may not make the flashy play or not, but he does the job. He gets the outs rate. That .956 percentage is really, really good.
That I would say that's quite impressive. It's not like Francisco Lindor level. It's not amazing.
Yes.
But it also, I've realized it does take shortstops, unless you're Lindor, a while to get your feeting in the MLB and get used to how the ball moves, how the hitters hit harder, obviously. So that could account to some of these. And I want to say that in Bo's around 100 games, he's committed 17 errors. And Tatis in 162 has committed 31, and 10 of them have been in the first 20 games of this year, which isn't that good. Bo does have 7 errors in this time too, so they're both not doing well this year. But still, Tatis has a lot more errors in the field, and that probably contributes to his -6 defensive run saved.
I agree 100%. And at the end, this just kind of shows, the 10-7, the 17-30, whatever. It shows that one shouldn't be miles ahead of the other. You know what I mean? Like, they should be right next to each other at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes into this next point here, which is their max exit velocity going in.
Mm-hmm.
In 2021, one's ranked 98th and one's ranked 97th.
Exactly. They're literally like second and third percent in the MLB in maximum exit velocity, which, I mean, that's just, I guess, how hard they hit the baseball, which is pretty cool. The average exit velocity is a little bit different. Bo is in the 70th percentile and Tatis is in the 96th. So Tatis averagely hits it a little bit more harder than Bo, but that's also probably going to contribute to their barrel percentage because Tatis barrels the ball up 93% of the time and Bo barrels it up 84% of the time. And that also could contribute to this year not having Springer around him in the batting lineup, just to defend Bo there. Because when Springer was in the batting lineup, Bo was smashing doubles all around the park. And when he's not there, he doesn't have as much protection as Tatis would with, having Machado, Hosmer, and all those other guys. But he does have Vlad, so that also helps.
I think this is where Tatis kind of pulls away a little bit. I think Tatis, but between the two, is probably the better hitter between the two. Yeah. However, defensively, I'm going to give it to Bo. Right? So
yes, but also
at the end of the day, I'm trying to say here that one is better. One has strengths in one area's weakness, and the other one has strengths in the other area's weakness, right?
Yeah, so exactly. And also, if we do take a look at batting, Tatis does have more like power numbers, while Bo has more contact-ish type numbers.
Yes.
Bo edges Tatis out in the batting average category by 2 percentages, but also I know people don't like to use batting average, but if I would say Bo slaps more doubles than Tatis, but then Tatis slaps more home runs than Bo.
Yes, I think as well. You can even give Tatis maybe doubles. Bo's more of he's going to hit you hits, going to hit you line drive sinkers that are going to one bounce right in front of the outfielder, right? While Tatis is going to give you those power numbers right in the alleys.
Exactly.
And like I said, very similar players, just two different styles to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And as well, we found this out using the analytics here. Bo's whiff percentage is 50%.
Mm-hmm.
50th percentile is what I meant to say.
So literally average.
Average, right?
Yeah.
Tatis's whiff percentage is 21, which means he's going to swing and miss a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
However, their chase rate, chases a lot. Bo is in the 10th or 9th percentile, while Tatis is almost average at 46 with his chase rate.
Yeah.
So this proves that, one, Bo's going to make more contact when he's per swing.
Mm-hmm. But he swings more.
But he swings. No. Bo's going to take more contact per swing, but Tatis is going to lay off borderline pitches. You know what I mean? Tatis has more discipline. Bo has more contact. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, pretty much. I think one is discipline, one's more plate vision.
Yes, that's a good way to put it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess kind of the last kind of quick similar thing we have between the two here is that their expected batting average, and this is the only 2020 stat I'm going to use. It was their expected stuff. O was in top 9, which is with a .292.
That's a pretty good batting average.
And Tatis was top 7 with a .296.
Mm-hmm.
Which that is neck and neck on what their averages should be if players didn't make ridiculous catches and balls should have landed, etc.
Exactly. And both players actually have very similar, I would say sort of similar on base percentages. Tatis does take a little bit more walks, but this year they are literally 5 points a difference. Bo has a 303 on base percentage. Tatis has a 308. So it's very similar, and their slugging and OPS are kind of similar. Tatis does have a little bit more power than Bo, so his slugging increases his OPS same as with his a little bit higher on base percentage. But throughout a 162 season, both can probably hit maybe 35 to 40 home runs. Tatis could be in the 50 home run range if he stays healthy a whole year. Tatis probably will make more errors. Bo will probably make some errors, but not as much. He probably will still have a positive defensive run saved. So overall, the players have been quite similar throughout their game so far. And I can't wait to see what Bo does after an 162 span, so we can see how he compares to Tatis's numbers, because Tatis hasn't played 162 and he's getting, what, 300 million? Who knows what Bo's going to
Yeah.
get?
At this point, it's like that's what I mean. Like the difference in prestige level, I guess you could say, between the two that they hold to the media and prestige level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Tatis, I'm not saying Tatis is not a bad. I'm not saying Tatis is a bad player. Tatis is a fantastic player, and he deserves all the recognition that he gets. However, what I'm saying is Bo should get that much recognition, right? You should see Bo on highlights when he makes highlights. You should see Tatis on highlights when he makes highlights. You should see if Tatis is making 300 million. Ain't me to say it, but Bo should be making probably close to that much as well.
Yeah, and I wonder what's going to happen at the end of this year, because last year we saw Tatis get that fat extension. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Bo Bichette get one of those fat extensions at the end of the year, or even mid-season if he's performing like he is right now.
Yeah, and like we said before, we're going to come back to this video probably at the end of the season, and we'll compare their 2021 seasons. But so far, they're both injury prone, which what do you like to say? It's not a good thing, but it is something to take account of. Bo has edges Tatis in defensive, as we talked about, with the +3 runs to save. Tatis is a better hitter, however, Bo is not that bad. He is right behind him in every single stat almost.
Yep. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. Let us know if you agree or disagree. Yep. Maybe at the end of the season, Tatis and Bo Bichette will be known as the number 1 and number 2 shortstop in the league, considering Lindor is not playing well right now. Who knows? Trevor Story could take that as well. We did not mention him today. He is up there. So is Corey Seager. So is Xander Bogaerts. So is... Am I missing somebody else? I don't believe I am.
Carlos Correa was there, but he's...
Yeah, maybe Tim Anderson too, I think. But if we're looking at shortstops for the future, we got Tatis, Seager, Bo. Like, those are probably the top 3. So, yeah, I think it's going to wrap up for this video.
Guys, like we see, make sure to subscribe button, drop a like below, and also, if you guys want any other players compared, let us know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.